What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, the Subaru BRZ Rocket Bunny Edition. This is a beautiful mod, modded into the game by Lit. Link in the description below. Head over to the Steam Workshop, grab that one yourself, have a play around with. It is a lot of fun. I believe there's 3 different models on this one. There's the Subaru, which we have here, along with the Rocket Bunny and the non-Rocket Bunny. Also a Toyota and another model, which I can never remember which one it is. Every time I look to check, I always forget by the time I come to recording. But this one has a beautiful inline 4 double overhead cam 4x4 engine with 279 horsepower. Not too bad to start with. We're obviously going to throw performance parts all over it, especially that turbocharger there. We want that beautiful whistle from that towards the end. This is going to be a lot of fun. It does say it's a 4-wheel drive, but I can't seem to see any drive axles anywhere, which is a little bit bizarre. I don't know if they're missing. Let's just have a look. Doesn't look like they're missing. Okay, so maybe this isn't 4-wheel drive, but the engine itself is listed as a 4-wheel drive. But never mind, this one is going to be a lot of fun today. It's got a big old front bumper, big rear bumper, flared wheel arches, looking like a thing of beauty, but it's very dusty. So let's head over to the car wash and get it cleaned up. Here we are there, now the car wash. Let's get it cleaned. What colour is it underneath all of this dust? Black. Quite a nice looking black, actually. A few different colours with a lovely turquoise blue door. That front bumper's a slightly different colour, but that doesn't matter because we're going to change it all anyway. Let's get the interior cleaned. Let's get it back on the lift and get that engine ripped out, ready to start working on it. So first things first, we need to check under here for the oil pan, which is there. So let's get the oil drained out first of all. Out you come. Very dirty. Definitely need to change in that. Anyway, let's get you put away. Let's get underneath and have a look. It looks like there's a gap in the exhaust. That's a bit of a shame. Probably because the exhaust needed to be long enough. Just checking it wasn't missing a part. That's a shame. But sometimes you've got to do these things just to make the mods work. Let's get this drive shaft off. Off you come. Now let's get this gearbox out, which I cannot. Where's the starter? Probably needs to be from the engine bay. Yes, it does, so I'll grab that. Starter's out. Let's get this gearbox out. Off you come. Nice and simple. Done, done, done. I'm going to grab that front exhaust section as well while we're here. Let's get the car back on the ground. I already got the lifter. Let's get that engine ripped out. Let's see if I got everything properly on there. Let's have a look. Yes, that came out nice and easy. Always happy with that. Next up, we got to get this engine bay cleared. There's a lot of liquids in here to drain. So let's crack on with that. Additional tools, drain tool, click and hold on the lid, and it will drain. Easy. There we go. All the liquids drained. It is now time to start ripping some of this stuff out, like the liquid tubes, containers, whatever, reservoirs. That's what we want to call them. Got the air filter. We got the battery, radiator, and fan housing with a large intercooler that needs to come out later. I can't see a fuse box anywhere. I'm not sure if there is one. I'll have a proper look in just a minute. But let's get some of this all cleared out. Let's get the ABS unit and stuff off. Get that battery out. Get ready to throw it on charge. And then I'll grab that air filter. Next up, we'll get all the suspension cleared. I'll meet you underneath in just a couple of moments. Here we are then. Let's get the wheel off. Let's have a look at the suspension. We got one lower suspension arm with the single shock quite compressed up there. Steering rack looks pretty standard, pretty basic. Does look like it's all there. That is definitely a good sign, though. Looking forward to getting this painted later. Let's get that intercooler out. Let's head down the back and see what we got down there. It looks like my least favourite, but let's get this wheel off and see. Rusty bolts. They're the like you. It is my least favourite with all of the rubber bushings, but at least it does paint up really well, which I am looking forward to. Let's get this fuel tank out. Anyway, I'm just going to get the rest of this stripped down. Next up, we're going to get that body all sorted out, lovely and shiny and new. I will meet you back by the car in just a couple of moments. Suspension all stripped down. Now it's time to start stripping down this beautiful bodywork from the Rocket Bunny Subaru BRZ. Let's just start tearing things off. The front bumper, the big Rocket Bunny front bumper, that turquoise door. Windscreen off you come, no window there. Let's get the spoiler and the trunk off along with the rear bumper. Let's grab that tail light. Fenders, door. I'm not 100% sure where everything is on this, so that's why I'm still looking. There's probably a few bits I'm missing. Let's grab the interior out of here. Grab that. I definitely missed some bits there when I was stripping it. I missed the fender, I missed the side skirts, but $1,000 to sort the frame out. That's not too bad. Doesn't bode well for a good profit at the end. But now we've got that all sorted, it is time to go and strip that beautiful engine, throw the battery on charge while we're here. Let's have a look at this inline 4 engine then, looking like a thing of beauty. We've seen many of these before, so I'm just going to get started, get it stripped down, see where we end up. Underneath this cover here, I thought it was timing chains last time, but it's just serpentine belts, I'm pretty sure. Let's get it off and have a look. Or just a serpentine belt. Yes, just a single serpentine belt with the roller. So yeah, I'm going to get on, strip a bit more of this. Off comes that lovely turbo and the manifold there. I'll get on and get this stripped down. Next up, we'll be back by the car, getting all the body panels back on, ready to go over to the paint shop. I will see you there in just a few moments. Here we are then, completely stripped down the BRZ Rocket Bunny Subaru. Looking fantastic. Let's start throwing all of these body panels back on. I will start with the side skirts that I completely missed while stripping the body down. They were there, I just did not see them. Let's get that Rocket Bunny front bumper on. The hood itself is just a plain hood. There wasn't a Rocket Bunny one. Same as the headlights are the BRZ tinted headlights. Basically what I've done is if it said Rocket Bunny on it, it is going on the car. Otherwise, I just looked for the BRZ parts or unlabeled parts that could go on anything. There wasn't too many though. Obviously, you got some nice mirrors and stuff like that. Also, I have got my personalized plate, VMBR or VM01BR. RB, sorry, for Rocket Bunny. Let's throw that one on, looking pretty tasty. That big old spoiler, we did change it from the ducktail. But let's get this finished. Let's head over to the paint shop next. Pick a lovely colour, have a look and see if there are any liveries for this one. I will see you over there in just a moment. Sadly, no liveries for the Subaru BRZ Rocket Bunny. I don't know if it's the same for all of them. I'm assuming so, but I don't know. But we went for this lovely factory-coloured blue. It is a slight bit duller. I brought the brightness down just a tad on this blue, just so that I could try and match the brake calipers later on. Maybe some springs in there as well with a bit of blue. We will see. I'm probably thinking maybe blue and black on this, black underside. Maybe change that wing to a black, along with maybe the mirrors as well. I don't know. We will decide later. Probably put a few splashes of blue on the engine, maybe at the top of the engine, maybe darken the rest of it out. Same as darken the rest of the suspension under there out. We will see. I haven't fully decided yet, but we got to get it back on the lift. This nice looking interior, nice looking car. Engine bay's all blue. But yeah, we've got to get it back on the lift. I've got to get all the suspension parts painted and ready to go back on. So I will meet you back there in just a couple of moments. I'll see you in a bit. Everything is painted, ready to go back on the Rocket Bunny. Subaru. I've got some blue shocks, white springs, and obviously the cap on top. Looking pretty lovely there. Also, have you found all the Easter eggs yet? They're sort of dotted around everywhere, hidden a little bit. Some of them are hidden a lot more than some others. Obviously, you can see the one on the spring lifter or spring puller there. There's one on that barrel. But anyway, there's another one in the other room. But yes, we'll grab that spring off. Let's start getting some stuff back on the car. I'm going to get some of the non-coloured bits back on so that we can have a look, and just so I can throw the painted bits straight on and you guys can all see them. I have also painted the mirrors white and painted the rear spoiler white as well, because I'm going for a white and blue instead of a black and blue. Maybe comes a bit of a shock to some of you, but I think this is going to look pretty tasty. So yeah, I'm going to get some of the underseat bits back on, and I'll join you back here in just a second when we'll get all the colour thrown back on as well. I'll see you in a bit. Here we are then. We got some of the bits thrown in, nothing too special. It is now time to throw some colour in though, starting with that cross member in the white, with the lower suspension arm also in white. Looking pretty lovely, I think. We've got obviously the shocks, the blue and white shocks on there, looking good. We've got to see the brake caliper though, because I have tried to match it with the blue. It's a little lighter. That's come out really well actually. And then obviously the cap on the end there is in blue as well. Not that that makes any difference because it is covered by the wheel. I'll get the bushings all sorted later, but let's head down the back if I could get there. There we go. We've got the white cross section in the back there, and then we've got the blue arm on this side. We also have the blue arm above it, looking pretty good. Just to throw a bit extra colour in there, and then we also have the shock itself in blue as well. The rest of it, apart from the spring and spring cap, is in white. In fact, the spring cap itself is in white. So just ignore my previous comments. We've got that arm in white. Spring cap on top of that also in white. And then the spring in blue. It does look pretty good. There it is. It does look pretty good. Obviously, we've got to get that brake caliper on as well. I definitely should have put the hubs on before I got to here. But never mind. these things happen. Let's just get to that brake caliper. Have a look. Hopefully the blue looks just as good back here as it did at the front. In fact, it does look slightly better at the back because you have more natural light. We'll throw the fuel tank in while we're here. On you go, looking pretty good. I'm going to go on and get the rest of this finished. It does look good out here, though. That white and blue, I think that was a good idea by me. Not really by me. White and blue's been done a million times. But to do it on this car was a pretty good choice. It's looking pretty tasty. Up next, we're going to get that engine bay sorted out after I've got all of this finished. So I'll see you back there in just a few moments. Suspension all back together, looking beautiful in this white and blue. Absolutely stunning. Very happy with how it turned out. But we got to get this engine bay all back together. So let's start throwing a few of these reservoirs back in. In you go. Get that brake servo in. The ABS module, or pump and module, should I say. I have forgot my battery in classic me style, so I'll have to go and grab that in just a little while. We'll get the radiator in. We'll get, obviously, the windshield washer in. Get the fan housing on, and then I'll get to that air filter base. I have done it in white today, just because we have a blue engine bay, and I've gone for some white on the engine as well. I'm hoping it's going to look lovely. Bit of blue on top of the engine, but mostly going to be white or a lighter colour, because white doesn't always go on the engine bays. But I've got the blue clips on here, looking absolutely fantastic. I'm going to crack on and get these finished. Then I will get the battery and throw that in, and then we'll do the engine next. I will see you in just a moment. There we go. I've grabbed my battery. I've thrown it in. It's in there. That white air filter looks absolutely stunning in there. That blue and white looks amazing. Very happy with how it turned out. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of whites or lighter bits on the engine. So let's go and get that done. On you go. I'm going to start with, obviously, the bottom here. That is in a white, but obviously the silver sides never really turn out that white. It's just a lighter silver. In fact, if I go onto the other side, let's rotate the engine. You can see that you've got them a couple of white bits sticking up through there, looking pretty good. But yeah, I'm going to go on and get all this underside back together and finished. And then I'll meet you back top side once we got a bit of colour thrown on there and the last few bits of colour to go. I'll see you in just a moment. Most of the engine is finished now, looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Bit big-headedness, but there we go. We got obviously the white power steering pump, the alternator, the water pump's in white, and the belt tensioner in the blue there. Not that they make any difference, because they will get covered by an engine cover that is unpaintable for some reason. Obviously, we've got all the cams in there. Everything's on there. It's looking pretty good. Let's try throwing a few more bits back on and see what we've got here. Obviously, we got that engine cover that is going to cover them up. I still don't know why this can't be painted. It just sits in that plastic black. It's not even black, realistically. We get the crankshaft on there. Let's have a look. What else have we got? So I can get the belts on in a minute. I've done the fuel injectors here. I've done them in the blue just for a bit of extra colour in there. Just because. Why not, basically. The throttle itself is in white. Just giving a bit more colour in that engine bay, hopefully. I can't remember which way around this engine's orientated. I've got the head cover there in that lovely blue. It does look great. I'm very happy with how it turned out. We'll see how it looks in the engine bay in just a few minutes. Then I've got the ignition coils that can't be painted, so they just stick red out the top anyway. That's pretty much it finished. Belt and a tensioner to go on. I'll get them done, and then we'll get it dropped in the car. I'll see you in a second. Engine is all finished. Let's get it off the stand. Let's get it dropped into the Rocket Bunny Subaru. In you go. Hopefully this looks pretty good. Let's get that crane put away. That's not looking too bad. I kind of wish there was a bit more white. That throttle stands out pretty well in the white. That cover at the top there, unfortunately, doesn't look that blue. It is like one of the lightest blues I could possibly make it. Bit of a shame. The air intake looks awesome in the white. We got a few bits to go in. Obviously, I've got to fill up all the liquids. I've got that gearbox to throw in along with the drive shaft. I wish more could be painted on this engine, like that intake manifold and obviously that cover. I wish that could be painted in blue or white to make it look better. But let's get underneath. Let's get this gearbox thrown in before we get the wheels all finished and everything else finished on this vehicle, ready to go outside in the sun. I will see you in just a few minutes. That gearbox looks amazing in white. Get the drive shaft on, but I'll see you in a minute. Here we are then, outside with the Rocket Bunny Subaru, all finished, looking absolutely fantastic. That engine head there, or the engine head cover, blue, isn't really how I wanted it to turn out, but it's still looking pretty great. Obviously, we've got the white intake on there, and that white gearbox down the bottom looks fantastic as well. Onto the rims, we have got 20-inch rims on all four corners. I've put them as the rim 13 and obviously painted them white. The fronts are 255 thick with a 30 profile and an ET of 45. That brings it out just a little bit. I will do a quick catch up on what the ET does in just a moment. At the rears, again at 20-inch, they are 275 thick with a 30 profile and an ET of 75 at the back. So let's go and quickly talk about ET on the wheels. Just 1 second. I'll meet you back here in just a moment. So, just a quick little clip to show you about the ET on the wheels. Now, the wheels that are on here at the moment have ET45, and you can see they were nice and flush with the arches. Let's just throw in an exact same size wheel, but without any ET on it at all, and see where it sits. If I come out of here, you can see it's sunken in quite a lot further there. The ET45 brings it out flush almost with the arch. No ET, same size everything else, doesn't quite bring it out as far. And that's what the ET basically does. It just brings the wheel out from the center hub so you can get it to fit in your flared arches without just making super wide wheels. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the video. Back outside with the car. So yeah, quick little lesson in the ET on the rims there. But back to the Subaru BRZ Rocket Bunny. Looking absolutely fantastic in this beautiful blue. Let's crack on with this video a little bit more. Obviously, this car looks absolutely stunning. That wide body kit in the blue with the white rims and the white detailing looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very happy with how it turned out. Once again, thanks to Lit. You did an excellent job. A link in the description below. Go and download it. Go and give him some love on the Steam Workshop. Show him how good this car is. Anyway, let's jump in this one and see how it sounds. Let's get her started up. That's a pretty good rumble. That's a glorious sound. Really happy with that. Let's get this interior is fantastic. Again, fantastic job by Lit. Well done. Let's give her some gas, see what she sounds like though. That turbo whistle at the top end is absolutely beautiful. Sounds incredible. Really happy with how it turned out. But let's get it on the dyno and see what power it's got. Here we are then at the dyno, 279 starting horsepower from the Rocket Bunny BRZ i4. Beautiful engine. How much have we added with the performance parts today? 187 horsepower gained, that's 68%, bringing our total up to 466 horsepower. That's pretty good. Quite happy with that from the inline-4 double overhead cam engine, but let's get it on the track and see what the top speed is. Here we are then at the track with the Rocket Bunny BRZ Subaru with its new 466 horsepower. What speed can we get? Let's go. Not too bad acceleration off the line there. It does have slicks all round and it is, air quotations, a four-wheel drive car. I don't think it actually is. But we're doing pretty good so far. Flying up towards the 300 km/h mark. Just about to hit there. There it is. What will we end up with today though by the time we get to the end of the track? We are slowing down just a little bit now. Where will we finish? Coming towards the end of the runway. What are we going to hit? Come on, little car. That definitely ticked over to 342. So that's what I'm marking it down as. That's not bad. 342 km/h. So then, 342 km/h from the Subaru BRZ Rocket Bunny. Very good speed. Pits it in 48th position, joint 48th that is, with the slammed Atom 3300 or whatever that model name was called, my own config. A couple of videos back, you can find it if you want to. Tesla Model S Plaid Beater, I called it. Anyway, 48th position's not too bad. We've done pretty well. I love how this car has turned out. It looks absolutely fantastic. It is so good. Well done to Lit. Link in the description below. Again, go and download it yourself. Give them some love. It is a very good mod. Very happy with it. Just before we move on to some facts and figures, though, I am trying to make it to 100 subscribers by my 100th video. If you want to help out with that, just hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it definitely helps me out. If you want to help but are already subscribed or don't want to subscribe, leave a like, drop a comment. Let YouTube's algorithm know that you are enjoying this content regardless, and it will get it out to more people. Hopefully more people will join the channel, more people will subscribe, and I can hit that goal, or more importantly, we can hit that goal of 100 subscribers by our 100th video. Anyway, facts and figures about this car. I bought the car for $36,110, and I've spent today $52,725 modifying it, putting our total spend at $88,800. 835. All of the 8s there. Don't know how that worked out. But the real big question is, how much can we sell it for? Let's have a look. This is obviously 140,000 kilometers on this one. 466 horsepower, an increase of 68%. But 124,561. That's pretty good. That puts our profit at 35,726. I am definitely very happy with that. But it is time to get this little Subaru BRZ Rocket Bunny sold. Been a pleasure working on your car, but off you go. See you soon. Just while we're here, though, there's plenty of Easter eggs. Don't forget to find them all. We're dotted all about. They are in some pretty wild places. One on top of that sign there, obviously on the roof. In the tyre, there's one. And I think there's one in the bin down here. Yeah, one in the bin down here. Just hiding away. There's also one on the other side of that pump there. Just hiding. But there's loads dotted around. Feel free to go and find them. But what have we got next? That's right, this is another of the Hot Rod DLC. This is the Arizona Kid. I've been looking forward to these for ages. Now I've got them. I'm just doing them alternating videos, so you will see them all soon. This has got a supercharged V8, ironically, as all of the ones I have bought have. And I think this is actually referred to as the supercharged version. Not sure. It's got a cool flame paint job on it, though. Hopefully there'll be some other liveries in the workshop. Not necessarily in the workshop, but in store with it that we can have a look at. But hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.